Okay, I'm not going to be here today, so I'm going to give you the instructions. After you watch this video, if you want to keep your laptop out or get an iPad, you're going to go to my website. If this is your first time here, you can Google Mrs. Ammons and it'll be one of the first sites there, or you can just go to my website. It should be saved. You're going to go to more, and then you're going to click on Unit 9 Classification. Unit 9 Classification. And you should see something that looks like this. Okay, you're starting a new topic today, classifying organisms into groups. All organism is a living thing. All living things are classified into 5 groups, or 6 kingdoms. Okay, there are 6 kingdoms, and I would like you to watch this video. It's a short video. I think it's about 5 minutes long. Once you're done watching the video, I want you to go ahead and take out your notes, your foldable. Okay? I like you to watch this video though because it shows you very good examples of organisms that are in the kingdom, and it shows you what they look like, how they move, what specific characteristics do they have. Because on the STAR test, what they're going to do is they're going to give you a list of characteristics, and you have to tell me or tell which of the 6 kingdoms these organisms are in. Okay? So you actually need to memorize these 6 kingdoms. You need to know them by heart. And then I give you the main characteristics to help you on your STAR test to tell what type of kingdom it is. Okay? So first things first, there's 3 domains. Domains are a bigger group. It's what the 6 kingdoms are in. So domain bacteria has eubacteria. Domain archaea has archaea bacteria. And even though these 2 organisms are prokaryotic, meaning they don't have a nucleus, they're actually very different. Even though they're both labeled bacteria, this bacteria is so different from each other, we had to put them in different domains and in different kingdoms. Okay? Eubacteria is the bacteria that we deal with on a daily basis. This type of bacteria is common. It can be found in our intestines to help us digest. It can be found in yogurt that we eat to help us, again, digest food. Common bacteria, it can also be bacteria like E. coli. E. coli is a type of bacteria that gets us sick, like food sickness. Another bacteria that can make us sick, which is common everyday bacteria, is the bacteria that gives us strep throat. And therefore we have to take antibiotics which help kill the bacteria, the bad bacteria in our throats or wherever the infection is. Archaea bacteria, however, is much different. Archaea bacteria can be found in extreme environments. And when I say extreme environment, I mean an environment like a volcano, or an environment like the very, very bottom depths of the ocean where the lava is coming up from the Earth's mantle. Okay, so these bacteria live in places that we might never see. They're extreme environments, okay? I also have written the word chemosynthetic. That is very similar to like photosynthesis. But instead of making food from light, these organisms make food from chemicals because they don't have access to light. So they have to survive on chemosynthesis kind of like plants, depend on photosynthesis. Okay, the next kingdom I'm going to talk about are protists. And let me just check. Okay, and protists are not bacteria, even though they're unicellular organism. This is one cell, this is the whole organism. Even though they're unicellular organism or single-celled organisms, they have a nucleus. And because, oops, my bad. And because protists have a nucleus, they're not considered bacteria. They're considered eukaryotic. They're in the eukarya domain. And they can be found in moist environments like ponds, rivers, and they don't make their own food. They're not photosynthetic, except algae. There's always an exception. But they get their food by absorbing nutrients and absorbing other nutrients from their environment. Okay? Fungus is similar in that way where they absorb their food. They don't make their own food. But fungus are not unicellular organisms. They're multicellular organisms. Most of the fungus is mushrooms. But fungus can also be unicellular. If you guys ever seen ringworm, ringworm is, it looks like a worm that grows in your skin, but it's not a worm. It's actually fungus growing on your skin. Okay? Fungus can also be, most of them are detrivores. A detrivore is an organism that feeds off decaying organisms or dead organisms. Okay, so that's what fungus do. So they're kind of like plants and they're kind of like protists, but they're different. They're so different that they have their own kingdom. It's the fungus kingdom. Animal kingdom, that's the kingdom we're a part of. All organisms in this kingdom are multicellular or many cells. They have a nucleus in their cells, so they're in the eukaryotic domain. But they do not make their own food, and they do move. They have to move to get food, and they eat. They have mouths, and they eat organisms. They eat plants, or they eat organisms that eat plants, and that's kingdom animal. This also includes fish. This also includes insects. Anything that's multicellular and that can move and make and get its food from eating other organisms is an animal. Okay, or the last but definitely not least kingdom I'm going to talk about is kingdom Plantae. Kingdom Plantae is the kingdom that can make its own food. It's photosynthetic, and it gets its food from the sun. And most of these plants are green, okay? But they're not unicellular, they're multicellular. They have many cells, as we see plants all around us that have many cells. Okay, so these are the 6 kingdoms that you need to learn by heart. And I want you guys to glue these in your notebook so that they can study them. So what you're going to do is you're going to have it like this, and you're going to fold on the line, okay? And then you're going to open your notebooks, okay? And don't do it right now. Do it when you're at the lab tables. After the video, you're going to go to the next blank page. The next 2 blank pages, I'm going to kind of move it like this. The next 2 blank pages, and then you're only going to glue the part that says glue this part. You're going to glue this part. You're not going to glue this part. Okay, you're going to glue it on both pages. Glue this side only. Go ahead and put some glue here. So where it says glue this part, this is the part that you're gluing on both pages, not 1 page, 2 pages, because it's a very big, foldable, big words. And then this side, you're just going to cut the dotted line. So now it's easy for you to study these characteristics, and it's easy for you to refer back to these characteristics if you get confused on one of the assignments. Okay, so you're going to use these notes to complete your worksheet. Okay, so I've given you pictures and I've given you hints to help you figure out which kingdom these organisms are a part of. Okay, so use your notes to help you figure out which kingdom these organisms are in. Once you're done with that, and you're done with your notebook, then you're gonna use the dichotomous key. Okay, and when you're doing your dichotomous key, you're gonna use this key right here to help you figure out the names of each of these insects. Okay, and you might have to do it more than once. It's not super easy. So we can do number 1 together. So it says always start here. So this is where you're going to start. So where it says 1A, you're going to look at your insect and it says insect has wings. Okay, does our insect have wings? Yes. So then it says go to 2. So then you're going to go to 2 right here, 2A. Now it says fully transparent visible wings. Okay, and it's hard to tell, so you kind of have to guess a little bit on this paper. But this organism looks like it has transparent wings because it's like white, so it's like clear. So it's going to say fully transparent wings, yes, go to 3. So now we're going to go to 3A. So it says it has 1 pair of wings, no hind wings. And if you look at it, it looks like it has 1 pair of wings. This one has 2 pair. This would be the hind wings. Some give you hint. This one has smaller hind wings, so you can't see the hind wings, but they give you a hint. Okay, so make sure you pay attention to the hints that they give you. Okay, so next, so transparent, no hind wings. So we're at 3, 1 pair, no hind wings. So this is a housefly. So then we would write housefly. Okay, and then you do the next one. Alright, so let me just review the instructions again. First thing, you're going to move to the lab tables. If you're not already at the lab table, you're going to glue this side on the next 2 blank pages. You're going to cut the kingdoms, and you're going to use these characteristics to help you answer these blanks. Once you're done with this, you can close your notebook, and then you're going to do the dichotomous key. Okay, this is due today, this is due today. And then once you're done, you can do your homeworks. Okay, very quickly, before my time runs out, I have your homeworks on the homework side. You just go to homework, and your homeworks are all there. The homeworks are there ready for you to do, and the due date. So the next one due is the one due Friday, homework 17. And if you have not done 9 through 16, that's what I graded so far. So you can go ahead and do your makeup homework and do the next homework. Okay, then once you're done with that, you may turn it into the sub, and I'll put it in the grade book. Homeworks are on your responsibility now. I have 1 homework per week until the STAR test. Okay, I don't recommend doing all of them at once because it is a lot. So just do 1 per week. Okay, have I done, so just ask yourself, have I done Mrs. Ammon's homework? Yes, no, if not, let me go ahead and do them, and then you're going to turn it into me on the due date. And my way of telling you if you have done it or not is by putting a 0 in your grade book. So you can just check the grade book to see if you've done it. Alright, make sure you get to work all period long, and I have headphones available if you need headphones.